Like sexy messages, I love you, you're so handsome.
And you're right about that.
Who are you sending those texts to? Your husband, I hope?
No, because my husband didn't treat me like a husband.
They were living together, obviously, and she walks around the house half naked.
I've had to tell her to put clothes on when she was 14 years old, and she was running from one end to the other with a towel on, and I said, there's a room full of men out there, little girl.
You know, I never flip-flop. You're flip-flopping. You said it was another man's baby. That's why you didn't tell my brother.
I told your brother.
No, you did not. You said when the baby came out, and that's why you said it was my brother's baby.
Can you handle this twist? Mr. Belding claims that his own father might actually be the biological father of the child, Jordan. The claim shocks everyone and becomes the central issue of the court case. This wild revelation sets the stage for the ensuing courtroom drama. Brace yourself, because we're just getting warmed up.
Mr. Belding, you're here with your mother. You claim little Jordan's biological father may be your own father.
Yes, Your Honor.
You've also petitioned the court for a lie detector test for Ms. Marsh to determine the extent of her relationship with your dad.
Yes, Your Honor.
You'll need to sit down for this one. They've requested a lie detector test for Ms. Marsh to find out the real scoop on her relationship with Mr. Belding's dad. This twist throws another layer of spice into the mix, showcasing the deep mistrust swirling around the courtroom. The agreement to proceed with this test aims to peel back the layers of Ms. Marsh's connections with the elder Mr. Belding. But wait, there's more chaos to come.
We were living in Georgia, and he moved back to Indiana, got a room, shared a room with Amber.
He had nowhere to go, so I took him in.
Excuse me, Your Honor, but his sister lives there. He has numerous friends in Indiana, other places, and with her. He's lived with her off and on for the past 3 years.
Things are heating up now. Ms. Marsh stands her ground, defending her decision to take in Mr. Belding's father, claiming she couldn't just watch him be homeless. This moment shines a light on her claimed goodwill and the controversial living situation that's fueled all these wild suspicions. Mr. Belding throws shade, hinting at possible unseemly liaisons under his roof. Hang tight, because the next part is a doozy.
It was a 3-bedroom house. We never
was the
slept in
first
same
house.
room. And
There's
we've
been
always had
several.
more than 3 rooms.
Out of all the places you could live, what other reason do you have to believe was possibly sleeping with your father or the biological father of her child?
Just when I moved back to Indiana, there was a bunch of my friends that had said she had slept with them.
Did that really just happen? They bring up an alleged incident of Ms. Marsh having a night of passion with Mr. Belding just 2 months prior. This bombshell is meant to cast doubt on who really fathered the child and question her loyalty. The court tries to untangle these sordid claims, which muddy the waters about the child's real daddy. Just when you think it can't get any wilder, watch what unfolds next.
I know who the father of my daughter is, and is this man right now.
But she thinks Zach's dad, but he can't do nothing with her. He's not allowed.
And yes, she did let me in one time to see Jordan.
3
But
times.
any other time, slammed the door in my face.
Except for the night you spent the night and you had sex with her, which was just 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Your father, when you know your son was in a relationship, why do you have so many doubts?
She gave us the doubt because she told us she came back to Indiana to give birth to Jordan.
This backstory is juicier than a ripe peach at a summer picnic. The discussion takes a dive into the deep end as it shifts to Ms. Marsh and Mr. Belding's long-term relationship, starting when they were just teenagers. This deep dive provides some much-needed context to their tangled relationship and the layered complexities that cloud the paternity issue. Don't go anywhere. The next revelation will knock your socks off.
Met in high school,
14 years old.
in a relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend?
No, not
Yeah.
really.
Off and on.
But during this time you were together, that's when you got pregnant.
I had moved to Georgia to live with him and his dad.
That was totally a surprise, too. I didn't know she
His
My
dad did
had
that.
called her.
Zachary didn't want nothing to do with her. His
Still have messages on my mom's phone from him saying, baby, I can't wait till you get here.
You'll never guess what's next. Mr. Belding airs out his doubts about being Jordan's real dad, pointing fingers at his own father instead. This key moment encapsulates the heart of the case, figuring out who's the real father amidst a web of accusations and denials. Buckle up, because when his dad takes the stand, it's a whole new ballgame.
And you really think your dad is?
Wouldn't think my dad would do something like that. If he was drunk, they were living together, obviously, and she walks around the house half naked.
I've had to tell her to put clothes on when she was 14 years old, and she was running from one end to the other with a towel on, and I said, there's a room full of men out there, little girl.
I can't make this stuff up. The court listens to Mr. Belding's father, who vehemently denies any inappropriate ties with Ms. Marsh. His crucial testimony attempts to clear the murky air about his role in this soap opera and mend fences with his son. This testimony paves the way for the nail-biting lie detector results. You won't believe what the machine has to say next.
I mean, the schedules between her mother's schedule and Amber's schedule, there was always someone there to take care of the baby.
Phil, your son is accusing you of being the father of Ms. Marsh.
It's a little frustrating, kind of demeaned by it, ever laid a finger on Amber Marsh.
Just when you think you've seen it all, the DNA results finally hit the spotlight.
Have you ever had sexual intercourse with your ex-boyfriend's father, Mr. Belding Sr.? You said no, and the lie detector determined that is the truth.
You won't believe this one. Ms. Chris, the plaintiff, launches into her case with a bombshell. Before her brother's untimely departure from this world, he dropped a revelation that he was not the biological father of Malachi, the 18-month-old in question. Ms. Chris has come to court to seek a paternity test to uphold her brother's honor, passionately defending his legacy. The judge nods in understanding, confirming her intentions as the courtroom braces itself for the drama to unfold. Hang on to your popcorn, because this is just the opening act.
You say that before your brother's tragic death 1 year ago, that he was not the biological father of 18-month-old son, Malachi. You have petitioned the court for a paternity test to defend honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Just when you thought it couldn't get more heated, Ms. Thompson, standing firm on the opposite side, claims that the late Mr. Chris is indeed the father of little Malachi. She's confident that today's DNA test results will vindicate her and restore her reputation. With a calm but determined look, she addresses the court, her voice echoing slightly in the tense air of the courtroom. Get ready, because the gloves are about to come off.
You claim that the plaintiff's brother, Vantrese Chris, is Malachi's father and say today's result prove your case, clear your name.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you feel the tension? Ms. Chris is not holding back, elaborating on her serious doubts about the paternity of Malachi, pointing out alleged financial motives and inconsistent stories from Ms. Thompson. She's here not just for her brother, but to clear her family name, and she's fighting with all she's got. As she lays down her arguments, the courtroom hangs on every word. Fasten your seatbelts. It's about to get bumpy.
First, I'm here on the behalf of my deceased brother. Just because this girl is claiming that my brother have a baby with her, which I don't believe. There's been a lot of different stories. She was doing this for the money. Also, she said this was another man's baby.
The plot thickens. In a fiery exchange, Ms. Chris challenges the credibility of Ms. Thompson, bringing up past statements that allegedly contradict her current claims. Accusations fly back and forth like a tennis match, with each side striking hard. The judge watches closely, aware that this battle is far from over. Stick around, because you ain't seen nothing yet.
You know,
I never flip-flop.
You're flip-flopping. You said it was another man's baby. That's why you didn't tell my brother.
I told your brother.
No, you did not. You said when the baby came out, and that's why you said it was my brother's baby.
I'm telling the truth. I never said that. When my baby first came out, I didn't tell nobody, and I never gave a name of who my baby father was.
Dive deeper into the drama. The judge takes a moment to peel back the layers of Ms. Thompson and Vantrese's relationship, seeking clarity amidst the murky details. Was it love, convenience, or something else? As the details spill, the courtroom feels more like a soap opera set. The saga continues, and you'll want to stick around for the juicy details.
The nature of your relationship, how long did you all date?
They didn't date. She had to have no relationship with my brother.
We had an on and off type of relationship.
How long y'all was together?
I've been knowing Vantrese since.
Oh, the intrigue. As accusations of infidelity surface, Ms. Chris suggests that Ms. Thompson may have been involved with Vantrese's friends, a claim that Ms. Thompson fiercely denies. The air crackles with the charges being thrown around, making everyone lean in a little closer. Keep your eyes peeled. The next chapter promises even more revelations.
I was on and off with Vantrese
and his friends too.
Never his friends.
Yeah, let's be for real.
Are you suggesting, Miss Chris, that Thompson was sleeping with your brother's friends?
He never slept with his friends. I know that. That's just the #1 rule. You don't do that. He was just on and off. He had a lot of girlfriends.
What made you think he was special?
Oh, baby, I knew I wasn't special.
So you knew he had a lot of girlfriends?
From confusion to clarity, Ms. Thompson recounts the surprising moment she discovered she was pregnant, adding personal touches to her story that bring a human element to the courtroom drama. Her tale of unexpected motherhood draws sympathetic murmurs from some in the crowd. Don't go anywhere. The emotional roller coaster is just getting started.
Brother, girlfriend, house at the time, like looking a little pregnant. And I'm like, I ain't
looking
pregnant.
a little pregnant?
I called the doctor, set up an appointment. When I got there, they confirmed that I was pregnant, confirmed that I was already 17 weeks.
As stakes skyrocket, Ms. Chris delves into the emotional and financial toll of supporting Malachi during the paternity uncertainty. Her dedication highlights the familial bonds at stake and the personal cost of the ongoing dispute. As she speaks, the courtroom is enveloped in her passionate plea for truth. The anticipation is building, and the climax is just around the corner.
My brother was denying the baby. This girl was pregnant. Never told Vantrese that it was his baby. She was saying that the baby came out looking like Vantrese. He called me. I guess they was having some little family issues. When he called me like, sis, this girl, she got a baby by me and she going up, can you come and get the baby?
Emotions peak as Ms. Chris confesses her hope that Malachi is indeed her nephew, despite the swirling doubts and heated debates. Her heartfelt admission brings a moment of vulnerability to the intense proceedings. As she stakes her claim on family and honor, the room holds its breath for the impending DNA results reveal. Trust me, you'll want to see how this turns out.
I wanted this to be his baby. baby. Baby looked it like him. The baby did look. The baby was younger. This would be his first baby. You know, I wanted to be. He don't have any kids. You know, me and him already close. I'm gonna go get it. So I go get it. Me and my mom examine the baby. Like, okay, look, Ma. Look at me. Look at Ventrice. We both look alike. We got the baby up to me. We got the baby up to Ventrice. We like, this your baby, boy. This your baby.
And now, the moment of truth. The judge finally reveals the DNA test results.
Determined by this court, the percentage of relatedness between Ms. Marianne Miller and Malachi Thompson is 0.001%.
You knew
they
it
are
wasn't.
not related.
You knew it wasn't.
Judge Lake addresses Ms. Cleveland's claim that her marriage is at risk because her husband denies being the biological father of their son, Hunter. She asserts her certainty and desperation to prove his paternity to save their marriage. Can you believe this start? Hang tight, because the next bit is a real kicker.
Say your 18-month marriage is in jeopardy because your husband denies he's your son Hunter's biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have no doubts, and you are desperate to prove he is the father and save your marriage.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Cleveland describes their marriage as on the rocks, plagued by constant arguing and differing treatment towards their children, which she finds distressing and harmful to the family dynamics. Yikes, Rocky doesn't even start to cover it. Just wait until you hear Mr. Cleveland's heart-tugging confession.
Our marriage is currently on the rocks. Argue on the daily, treating our son differently than he does his daughter, and it bothers me inside.
I try not to treat him any differently. Try to treat him like he's mine.
You said you tried.
It's a little hard sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, Your Honor. I mean, there's that thought there that he is not mine, and
Mr. Cleveland shares his emotional struggles with accepting Hunter as his own, noting times when he has to physically distance himself from his son due to doubts about his paternity. This is the real soap opera stuff, folks. The emotional roller coaster just goes up a notch in the next scene.
that makes a person really emotionally upset. There are times that I'm holding him and I look, I don't see me in to set him down and walk away because it's
He is
too hard
only
to
one and a
handle
half years old. He grow into features that resemble my husband.
Yes, he does, but
He is so young.
Handsome
he
little
can't
guy.
grow to look like me.
The couple discusses how the paternity doubt has permeated and is destroying their marriage, leading to constant conflict and a deteriorating relationship. Oh boy, the drama meter just broke. Strap in, because what comes next is even more tumultuous.
We fight all the time over everything. There's never a calm moment in our life.
You said never a calm moment.
No, ma'am,
No,
there's
ma'am.
not.
Well, that can't be good for you or the children.
It's-
We try to stay away from each other as much as possible so we don't argue.
We really do.
Ms. Cleveland defends herself against accusations of cheating, while Mr. Cleveland argues that her secretive texts to another man qualify as infidelity, escalating their marital issues. It's like watching a tennis match, but with secrets and lies. The upcoming confession about emotional cheating, it's a doozy.
I've been lied to and cheated on,
Your Honor,
I
I've
feel
never
like-
cheated on him.
Oh.
I left him before I ever did anything with any other man.
What are the texts behind your back?
Like sexy messages, I love you, you're so handsome.
And you're right about that.
Who are you sending those texts to? Your husband, I hope.
No, because my husband didn't treat me like a husband. So another man was giving me the respect and
Ms. Cleveland admits to emotional cheating by texting an old friend, which leads to further mistrust and arguments about the nature of her infidelity. Oh snap, she went there. But hold the phone, the plot thickens even more in the following exchange.
cheat on him.
Who are you texting?
He was an old friend of mine from school.
But isn't that cheating of some form? Isn't
It
that
is.
at least
It is,
emotional
Donna.
cheating?
I was ready to call it quits. Whole situation. I was ready for a divorce. Finds out that I kissed this guy and he wants to be husband of the world. He wanted to be a perfect husband.
A month after Hunter's birth, Ms. Cleveland shocks Mr. Cleveland with the possibility that Hunter might not be his son, which she claims to have disclosed earlier during the pregnancy. Well, that escalated quickly. The impact of this bombshell is explored next, and it's a game changer.
A month after he was born, she informed me that he could possibly not.
That is not true. I told him the first month I was pregnant that it could be his
Now-
or his friend. A month pregnant, and I told him it could be his child. Me and his friend had a sexual relationship.
No, she didn't, Your Honor. Otherwise, I would not have stuck around through that pregnancy if I knew.
He was my friend initially before I knew they were friends.
You basically informed him that the father of this child could either be you, my husband, or your friend.
A dramatic revelation occurs when Ms. Cleveland admits to having slept with Mr. Cleveland's friend around the time of conception, introducing another potential father to the situation, which Mr. Cleveland refutes. You can't make this stuff up. What happens next will leave you flabbergasted.
We were sitting at the house playing with Hunter. It just kind of came out. She looked at me and she said, "Adam, there's something I have to tell you." And she said, "I slept with one of your friends around the time of conception. There's a chance that he's not yours. I want you to know that, and I think we may need to get a paternity test done."
The court delves delves into the reasons behind Ms. Cleveland's affair, discussing her feelings of neglect and how her husband's friend provided her with a sense of respect and a better lifestyle. This is more tangled than last year's Christmas lights. The consequences of her actions up next are about to be laid out.
His friend was giving me a different lifestyle. I was involved in church every Sunday. I wasn't out running the streets like I was with my husband at the time. I was doing something with myself, and it made me
You were going to church every Sunday and you end up sleeping with your husband's friend?
No.
No, Your Honor. She liked that he had money, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that's not true.
I was at a down and out point in my life. She liked the fact that he had more money.
He didn't even have a job, Your Honor.
The couple discusses the impact of Ms. Cleveland's actions on their marriage, with both expressing deep emotional pain and regret over the circumstances that have led to their current situation. Grab your popcorn. This is the emotional climax. The twist with the lie detector test up next adds even more suspense.
I felt horrible about it. My heart was with my husband. I knew that it was wrong for me to be having sexual relationships with him when I didn't even care for him.
So if you didn't care for him like that to begin with, why would you go to him? Your heart was with
For the
me.
lifestyle he was giving me.
Down
And I
out,
realized
would've
that, and
went
that's why I
somewhere.
came back.
You hurt me when you left, and you don't realize stay loyal when somebody's down and out like that, not run off on them.
In pursuit of truth, Mr. Cleveland requests a lie detector test alongside the paternity test, underlining the complete breakdown of trust between the couple. Things just got real. The results of these tests are about to drop, and they're nothing short of a blockbuster finale.
So that's why you're requesting a lie detector test. There's no trust. You all do not trust one another. And the beautiful people we see in these photos, you just said, Miss Cleveland, it's all a lie.
It's all a lie. That's all an act. That's all an act. That's not real.
And the fact that it hurts both of you that much.
Yeah, I mean, she just admitted she kissed another guy.
The court prepares to reveal the results of the lie detector and paternity tests, setting the stage for potentially life-changing revelations for the family. Here comes the moment of truth.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Cleveland,
Yes, sir.
you are not father.
Whoa, did that just unfold right before our eyes? Miss Reed is laying down the law, demanding a paternity test from Miss Austin, who steadfastly claims that Miss Reed's estranged husband is the daddy. Amidst this paternity puzzle, Miss Reed is also slapping Miss Austin with a $5,000 lawsuit for stealing her man and wrecking their financial bliss. But buckle up, because this roller coaster is just getting started.
That Ms. Austin have paternity tests administered on her child fathered by your estranged husband. Prove that your husband is not her baby's father, are suing his mistress, Miss Austin, in the amount of $5,000 for alienation. Fair has left you struggling financially as well.
Hold the phone. Miss Austin is firing back with some sass. She argues she owes zilch to Miss Reed and suggests it's time for Miss Reed to handle her own bills and heartbreak. This courtroom is turning into a battleground, and you just know the sparks are going to keep flying. Get ready. The next chapter is a doozy.
And you say you are here today to defend your reputation and prove that Mr. Wallace is the father of your child. Oh, Ms. Reed, anything, and she needs to move on with her life, pay her own bills.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you believe this twist? Just as Miss Reed was recovering from childbirth, she discovers her fiance's side chick, Miss Austin. After a shocking phone call reveals the affair, Miss Reed packs up her newborn and toddlers for a tearful retreat to her aunt's. What's coming up next? Well, it's even juicier.
I thought about Mrs. Austin. One day I came in from the hospital from having my second child, and Ranielle's phone rang, and I just so happened, Mrs. Austin, she said, I'm Ranielle's. Did you know that Ranielle was engaged to me, just had a baby? She said, no. I packed my things and I left with my 2 kids at the time. Ranielle called my aunt's house several times trying to apologize for what he has done.
Now this is a spicy meatball. Miss Austin spills the beans on how she was clueless about the marriage until a Facebook post slapped her in the face with the truth. As the plot thickens with every twist, one can't help but wonder what's next in this tangled web of love, lies, and Facebook status updates. Next up, more bombshells.
He never told me that they was engaged neither. I found out on Facebook that Ranielle was married when she posted a picture up there of their marriage life. That's when I found out. And yes, I did confront Ranielle about Ranielle would never came to me if Dominique was Miss Reed was taking care of home, right?
Just when you thought it couldn't get more heated, the courtroom becomes a verbal war zone as Miss Reed and Miss Austin debate who's to blame for Mr. Wallace's wandering ways. Miss Austin throws shade, suggesting she was just filling a void Miss Reed left open. Fasten your seatbelts, because the drama escalates from here.
Your Honor, that means that she didn't mind playing the role as his little mistress and sit there and be in a relationship with a man. Like, as me as myself, I have respect, and I don't want to be no one's next. She led me. Ranielle was calling
morning he was texting me, telling me how he wants to get away from Dominique. The reason why he said he was with her is because of her money. That's what he said.
Oh, the plot thickens even more, if that's even possible. As Miss Reed tries to debunk Miss Austin's paternity claim, hints of another potential daddy emerge. This paternity riddle adds layers to an already convoluted situation. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for what's next.
Your Honor, how is he the father of her child when there was another man involved?
My ex-boyfriend, the ones who she go, I don't know if they go together.
Say that again?
Yes, the man that's the other person who they said, my ex, who that she is dating now.
Enter Mr. Wallace, the man of the hour, who seems as cool as a cucumber, despite the chaos surrounding him. His admissions add fuel to the fiery drama unfolding in Judge Lake's courtroom. As the truth comes out, remember, the revelations are far from over.
How you doing?
Mr. Wallace, let me ask, you married to Ms. Reed, sleeping with Ms. Austin.
Yes.
You had a baby with, you might have a baby with Ms. Austin.
Allegedly.
You busy.
Surprise, surprise. Just when you think you've seen it all, Miss Roberts steps into the courtroom with claims of yet another child by Mr. Wallace. This new twist sends shockwaves through the courtroom, complicating an already messy love triangle. What's next, you ask? Even more eyebrow-raising moments.
I also have found my old child by Mr. Wallace that he claims he's not the father of.
5-month-old child was fathered by Mr. Wallace, but he's denying that child as well.
Yeah.
We're gonna get down to the bottom of this, but first, I need to deal with the people in front of you. You have a suit, Austin, for alienation of affection, the amount of $5,000.
Correct.
And boom goes the dynamite. The DNA test reveals.
Baby Demuriel, Mr. Wallace, you are her father.
Told you, dummy. Everything, dummy.